The chill that settles in your bones isn't always from the cold. Sometimes, it's the creeping realization that evil can walk among us, disguised in the ordinary, preying on the vulnerable. This is the unsettling truth at the heart of a case, pieced together from whispers on online forums, a fragmented narrative of loss, suspicion, and the desperate search for answers that continues to echo through the silence left behind. This is the story of a missing daughter, a suspected killer, and the haunting connection that binds them together through a single, devastating piece of evidence: a purse. It begins with a scream. A woman, we'll call her Sarah, was found dead in her modest, slightly cluttered apartment on Elm Street, a street that had always prided itself on its quiet predictability, its rows of well-kept houses with their blooming petunias and the laughter of children playing in manicured yards. Sarah's life, full of modest dreams and the quiet hum of everyday existence, was brutally extinguished in a place that should have been her sanctuary. Her apartment, filled with the scent of lavender and the worn comfort of well-loved books, now reeked of tragedy. The one constant in the unfolding tragedy was the man suspected of her murder, a man we'll call Michael. Michael was a figure who cast a long, dark shadow, a man known to the local community for his volatile temper and a history of unsettling interactions with women. He was a carpenter by trade, his large, calloused hands capable of both creation and destruction, and he had a reputation for being possessive, for wanting to control, and Sarah, tragically, had found herself caught in his tightening grip. He was the last person known to have been in her life when she was alive, and he was the one now in police custody. The sterile white walls of the interrogation room a stark contrast to the vibrant life that had been so violently ended. Michael's presence in their small town, a town that prided itself on its close-knit nature, felt like a discordant note, a darkness that had finally found its way to the surface. Then, there was her daughter, we'll call her Emily, a young woman, barely out of her teens, full of the boundless energy and promise of youth, had vanished. Her absence was a gaping wound, not just in the lives of Sarah and Michael, but in the fabric of their small, tight-knit community, nestled against the whispering pines of the Blackwood Forest. Emily was the sun around which Sarah's world often orbited. She was known for her infectious giggle, her passion for sketching in her worn leather-bound notebook, filled with fantastical creatures and portraits of her beloved cat, and her unwavering kindness. Her disappearance, a mere 3 months before her planned departure for college, sent ripples of unease through the town, a place where everyone knew everyone, and secrets rarely stayed buried for long. Emily's bright spirit was a beacon in their quiet suburb, her dreams of exploring new horizons a stark contrast to the suffocating familiarity that had begun to grip her. Her mother, Sarah, was consumed by an unending grief, a primal ache that never truly subsided. She clung to the hope that Emily would return, that this was a cruel misunderstanding, a nightmare from which she would eventually awaken. But weeks turned into months, and the silence surrounding Emily's disappearance grew louder, more ominous with each passing day, a heavy blanket of dread settling over the town, turning familiar streets into desolate landscapes. Sarah, haunted by her own desperation and fueled by a growing, gut-wrenching certainty that something sinister had occurred, found herself drawn into a world of endless questions and agonizing dead ends. She meticulously retraced Emily's steps, her heart pounding with a desperate rhythm, seeking any clue, any sign that might lead her daughter home. She spoke to Emily's friends, earnest teenagers who spoke in hushed tones of Emily's anxieties, her growing unease around Michael, noting his increasingly frequent and intense phone calls. They recounted how Michael had subtly tried to isolate Emily, planting seeds of doubt about her friends and her plans. She questioned neighbors who lived on the same tree-lined street, their eyes filled with a shared sorrow, but offering no concrete answers. Every dead end, every unanswered call, every evasive glance chipped away at her fragile hope, leaving her raw with a worry that manifested in sleepless nights and a constant tremor in her hands. She would stare out of her kitchen window, the one overlooking Emily's abandoned bedroom, the floral curtains still drawn, the bed neatly made, as if waiting for its occupant to return. The absence was a physical presence, a phantom. Investigators meticulously combed through Sarah's apartment, dusting for prints and meticulously cataloging every item, searching for any anomaly that might have been overlooked in the initial shock. The case, from that moment, took on a new and chilling dimension. It highlighted a devastating truth that had been simmering beneath the surface of their seemingly peaceful town. The fragility of life and the capacity for evil that can lie hidden beneath the veneer of ordinary humanity. It spoke to the complex, insidious nature of abusive relationships, the way a predator can systematically isolate and control their victims, and the chilling reality that sometimes the people closest to us, the ones we might even confide in, can be capable of the most unspeakable acts. Michael, with his carefully constructed facade, had preyed not only on Sarah but, it was now chillingly apparent, on Emily as well. Investigators meticulously scoured Elm Street and surrounding areas, interviewing anyone who had seen Emily in her final days, looking for any deviation from her normal routine. The purse, a seemingly innocuous accessory, perhaps gifted to Emily by her mother for her upcoming college journey, became a silent, damning witness, a grim testament to a crime that had been hidden in plain sight. Its discovery, tucked away in a less trafficked area on the outskirts of town, felt like a cruel breadcrumb leading them further into the abyss. The impact of this case is profound and far-reaching. Sarah's grief, even after all this time, is a constant, visceral reminder of the unimaginable pain endured when a loved one disappears and becomes the center of a violent crime. The lingering questions, the gnawing uncertainty, the agonizing lack of closure. It's a brutal form of torment that never truly diminishes, a wound that refuses to heal. For Sarah, life is a perpetual state of emotional purgatory, a desolate landscape of unanswered prayers, the scent of lavender now a cruel reminder of what was lost. The psychological toll on Sarah is immense. She lives with the unbearable burden of not knowing, haunted by the unknown and the chilling image of her daughter's purse, a symbol of Emily's vibrant life, now clutched in the hands of the man she suspects brutally murdered her. She is trapped in a cyclical torment of hope and despair, clinging to the faintest possibility that her daughter might one day be found, while simultaneously facing the devastating, ever-present possibility that she never will be. The quiet streets of her town, once a source of comfort, now seem to mock her with their normalcy, a stark contrast to the darkness that has consumed her family. The rustling leaves of the Blackwood Forest, once a place of childhood wonder, now carry a somber whisper of unanswered questions. This case also serves as a stark, urgent reminder of the importance of vigilance, of the courage it takes to speak up against abuse, and the critical need to recognize the insidious signs of danger before it's too late. It's a sobering testament to the fact that evil can, and often does, hide in plain sight, cloaked in ordinariness, and that the people we might initially trust can sometimes be capable of the most horrific acts. The silence surrounding Emily's fate is a siren call, urging others to break their own silences, to report suspicious behavior, to protect the vulnerable. In the aftermath of this double tragedy, there remains a chilling reminder of the vital importance of supporting victims and their families, of providing them with the resources, the emotional support, and the unwavering solidarity that they so desperately need to navigate the unimaginable depths of loss. The community, once united in grief over Sarah, is now bound by a shared, enduring sorrow for Emily, a young life extinguished before it had truly begun. The case of Emily, her mother Sarah, and the suspect Michael is a tragic and harrowing reminder of the darkness that can consume us, of the vulnerability that lies within the human experience. It serves as a solemn testament to the enduring power of love, the fierce protective instinct of a mother, and the devastating, all-consuming impact of loss. While justice for Emily may remain elusive, the threads of this tragic story have been woven into the collective consciousness of those who have heard it, serving as a potent warning and a somber call to action. This is a case that continues to haunt the imagination, reminding us with stark clarity that sometimes, the most ordinary objects, like a faded denim purse with a hand-painted hummingbird charm, can become grim, unforgettable symbols of the unspeakable horrors that can occur in the quiet corners of our world.